So I got that news the other day while I was at this conference, the 2016 National Pan-Orthodox Youth Workers and Camp Directors Conference. The title's about that long. But there we were speaking about little kids. A little bit older than Friday she was born, right? A little bit older than 40 hours, okay? But we're talking about the 5-year-olds, the 6-year-olds who are on our church school programs, all the way up to the teenagers and even the young adults who still need to remain connected to the church. One of the blessings we have in our parish is all of the young people, the young adults, the adults who come to us from the nearby colleges and universities so that we, as those who are done with school, right, those who have graduated, all the grades you're ever going to go to, we have a chance to minister to them, and they, in return, minister back to those of us who aren't I'm not going back to school anymore. I did 19th grade. I'm not going back, okay? We spent a week talking about how we now go back to our parishes and minister to the young people, and how that ministry can affect and grow an entire parish, be God-pleasing, and the good soil on which we can grow the faith in the future. I met quite a few people. There's about 80 to 100 attendees. I don't know. Small room, lots of chairs, okay? And I ran into some old friends that I had met maybe last year or maybe several years ago. I want to highlight a few things that happened, or a few of the programs that are out there, because it turns out that there are tons of people in this entire country who are working hard, doing amazing things, who are really on fire for the faith to take care of not just the youth, but because we serve Christ at the center of everything. It's not like we compartmentalize. I'm the youth guy, I'm the greeter guy, I'm the server guy, I'm the reader one. It's not like that. We're all working together towards a common goal, and we all need to, or hopefully can get a little excited about it. And from what I saw this week, I see a lot of people who are a lot excited about what's going on in the church. My friend Steve, that I met last year, this sounds like the State of the Union address, and he goes, I met a man in Iowa named Michael. Not that. It's an actual guy, I know. All right? He runs a program through the Greek Archdiocese called Be the Bee. The first B has one E, the second B has two E's, right? Be that thing in the community that goes and lands on a beautiful flower and is therefore able to pollinate all the other flowers with the good nectar that it picks up. It's a youth program. It's aimed for teenagers, a little bit younger, a little bit into the college age, talking about what it means to be an Orthodox Christian, living in this world, struggling with, and the more I hang out with young people, the more I realized how out of touch I am, even at my age, how the youth today are interacting with the world. The different struggles that they have with media and all of the urge to be and the compulsion to be self-centered and narcissistic. How then do we minister to those young people? Be the bee, right? Be that one that lands here. Your feet are on this holy ground, and hopefully we take up a little bit of that nectar, the faith, that fire in our bellies that says, I want to go and do amazing things because Christ has done those things for me as well. As soon as I got off my plane and got to the hotel the other day, you know that dazed moment when you can't find the ice machine or where they sell coffee in a foreign town? Right? Yeah, okay. I see a lot of people who understand that moment. I come out, I open my door, and right there are these two young gentlemen. And they go, hi, I'm blah, 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 and I'm blah, blah. Right? All I wanted was coffee. I'm like, it's very nice to meet you. I didn't remember their names. But they were right there, young men, ready to say, here are the things that are happening in my ministry. You're at the conference too? What are you going to talk about? Because here's the thing I'm excited about. And I'm like, I really need to catch that fire. I was the one like, just leave me alone, I'm trying to get a cup of coffee. No, I didn't say that to them. I used other polite words to say what is really in our minds. I was wrong in that situation, wasn't I? All right. They run a program called Orthodox Voices for America. So if Be the Bee is this national program with like bi-weekly, I'm not sure how often they come out, videos, little YouTube clips of like 3-4 minutes. And I've been told by experts in that field that it is really, really well done. Okay? Orthodox Voices in America, done by my new friends Michael and Brian, I spent a lot of time speaking with those two young men, is for that next demographic, the young adults, those people who are maybe in college, like this half of the room, those who are in college, and those who are, congratulations to those who went back a couple years, all right? I said a couple, all right? It's for the young adults who are entering the workforce for the first time, or who have their degree in hand. Remember when we all got our degrees and he said, yeah, I'm going to make $80,000 next year, and I'm going to save the world, I'm going to be the highest in my profession, and 2 weeks later I was a line cook. Okay? What happens when they run out of, the parents' house, they leave the academic world, and they have to live in, the adult society, which is meant to beat us down, which is meant to make us servants to some sort of taskmaster. Anyway, that's just me talking about the young adult stuff. So, Orthodox Voices for America. Young men and women working on these things. That's just what I happen to highlight. It is more than half women at these conferences. Beautiful thing. They really have a fire in them. And we have it here too. I'm thinking about this and, okay, here's 80 people supported by all sorts of different dioceses, different jurisdictions, different levels of, capital to spend on programming and whatever, which is good, but is not very necessary. How do I take this back on the Sunday when I come back to my home parish, and we're going to have our annual meeting, and we're going to have a really good one this year. And we always have good ones. I brag about our annual meetings to other parishes where they last 4 or 5 hours. There's usually a fight. Never happened here, and I hope it never will. Because we come together. Right? That's like the warning. Don't actually do it, right? See, that was a clever way of saying it. All right? We don't. We come together because there's a common goal that we're all working towards. And I wanted to make sure that that fire, that torch that we're carrying for Holy Apostles Church has a little bit of a clear message. And these young adults and these youth workers really helped me hone in on that. What are we truly trying to do? In our community, are we just trying to buy a building and become holders of real estate? No! We want to do that too, but that's in service to the ministry, to the calling to be Orthodox Christians in our community. That's one tool at hand so that we can go forward and do our work. And I wanted to come and share this excitement. A day after, 2 days after the conference ended, and try to convey the excitement that I have there. And I want us to have that same excitement for our community as well. I'm not sure if this is a sermon or a pep talk, but you understand that this is all in the ministry of the church, of course. And then yesterday on my flight home, I started to think, what am I going to say in the sermon tomorrow? I pulled out my little tablet, I'm tapping away, and they said, hey, you're no longer flying right into Rochester, which would have been really awesome. I'd have been home at 6 o'clock last night. Instead, they said, hey, you got to go through a blizzard to get home. Oh, what a great image. If we're talking about carrying the torch of faith, having the fire within us to go and do the work that is happening throughout this whole country, the whole continent too, everywhere else, but it was just for the United States that the conference was. Then they say, you're going to land here, and you're going to be in the middle of a blizzard. Awful. There are times when we want to do the work that the Lord has prepared for us, and a blizzard comes and tries to snuff out that flame. Right? You try to do something good, the wet blanket comes and says, well, here's why your grant was terrible and you're not going to get the money, you'll never do the thing you want to do. You try to go out and start a program that's going to minister to some needy segment of the population, and somebody says, we've never done that before, we're not going to do that here. Those are just, overly generic examples. So yesterday, I'm excited to come here to share with my brothers and sisters and my friends and, what I've learned. How I feel now, or how I'm re-excited. I wasn't unexcited, but none of those are words. I'm very tired. How I'm re-excited about coming and doing the work here in Lansing. And my plane gets diverted to Boston. Okay, that's not it. Steve, Boston's a nice place, right? It's okay if you can figure out how to get out of the tunnels. All right? And I land and I think, okay, I'll just get a car. It's a straight shot. Between my house and Logan Airport, there's really only 3 turns because it's off of Route 90. I get there. Did you notice the weather pattern yesterday? As the storm intensified over New Jersey, where all of our friends who we took the supplies to after Hurricane Sandy, where my cousins live and everything, the storm intensified there. And then, just for funsies, it also kind of went a little more north. I get into Boston expecting to see tarmac, and instead I came into the blizzard had shifted north. How am I going to get home? How am I going to come here on this day, share all of this joy with all of us here? Right? Give what I have to give. I'm stupid, so I rented a car. I think that's like 3 straight weeks I've used the word stupid in a sermon. I promise I won't do it next week. I might break that promise. Okay? Rented a car. Started calling Leanne, and Bob helped us out, and everybody was helping us out to make sure everybody got where they needed to be. And everybody said, hey, you have friends all along the way. Even Father Alexi. If you need to stop, we'll send a priest to go up and do the liturgy tomorrow. Some of you were begging me to stay and not drive this far. All right? The ones that I bothered to go pick up kids and whatever. No, I wanted to get home. Driving through 6 inches of snow on the Boston Turnpike from Boston all the way to Stockbridge. Then the snow stopped, turned into blacktop, and it was beautiful. That storm, that blizzard, is always going to try to attack us. The youth that we are ministering to, so many storms are going to come at them. The adults, the older adults, the little children, different storms attack us. And we have to maintain that fire, that drive to do the ministerial work we have all been given to do. I have no ending for this. I don't have a clever way to get out of this sermon, and I don't even want one. I want to end it on this level. We have had amazing things happen to us. Baptized, chrismated, wherever we are on that journey towards the kingdom of heaven. It's always about knowing we're going to be attacked. But the Lord will always be there to light that candle over and over and over again. No storm can put it out if Christ is the light that actually emanates from that candle. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, glory to Jesus Christ. Glory.